Hey folks, I think we're live. If you can hear us or see us, please like, comment, post, tag, like. I'm Heather Flexer. I'm with Better Wounds, and I'm with Dr. Natalie Marshall with Prana Wellness, and is big in tummy tuck rehab, and I'm super excited to have her with me today. I think this is I get so many questions. Usually it's about tummy tucks, it's about lipo burn. So I was really excited to find Natalie to talk about her rehab program. So thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So you are out of Kentucky, right?
That's right. The accent gives it away, right?
I'm out of New York. So yep, I hear it. So I think it's awesome that we found each other. We're both physical therapists. So obviously we believe in rehab, but you don't hear it very often with tummy tucks.
That's right.
Right? I don't know why. Have you found any?
No, you know what? Honestly, I think there is a big shame bubble to plastic surgery and tummy tucks. And so I think that women are sometimes hesitant to look out and find the resources and make recommendations. And so these programs are starting to develop, but I think it's been an underserved community for a long time. So that's what I'm hearing, at least.
Yeah. Yeah. You never like people have surgery for these, women issues, and then they're just like sent home with a sheet of paper.
That's exactly
Like
right.
like you're supposed to know what to do.
That's right. And that's exactly right. And, the surgeons have done their part. And so then their work is done, but then that's actually when the real work begins, when
Yeah,
you have
absolutely.
surgery. Mm-hmm.
So, what drove you to create something like the Tummy Tuck Rehab program?
Well, I had a tummy tuck 4 years ago when I had twins. And being a physical therapist, that was something that I was especially shameful about. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed because I couldn't fix myself. And, and I wanted to love my body, but also, the stomach muscles had split. There was nothing I could do to bring them together. So I made the choice to have the surgery. And I just didn't talk about it for a long time. And I rehabbed myself, and I was shocked at how many hurdles I came into, even being a professional. You and I were kind of talking about some of them before we came on live, just about the mental, the emotional, and then some of the physical things that happen with healing. And so it took me a long time to just realize that what I thought was my big shame bubble was actually my superpower, because now I've flipped the script and I'm passionate about getting out in front of women and showing them that it's okay to love your body and still have a tummy tuck if that's the road that you choose. So I'm here for it, and I'm here for them, and I'm saying, hey, I'll be with you every step of the way. I'll coach you. It's not anybody else's business, honestly, if you have a tummy tuck or not. And so I'm just passionate about trying to get the word out there to women that you don't have to go through it alone, and that you'd be surprised. There are people that you wouldn't expect maybe to have tummy tucks that don't have the look of somebody who would, um, but that's me. And so I'm just putting it all out there to say, hey, it's okay. Like
No,
wherever you are in your journey.
it's super important. And I mean, we are swimming around in some of the same like social circles. So we see like it's women of all nationalities, socioeconomic
That's right.
statuses.
Ages.
It's
Mm-hmm.
yep, it's out there, it's being done, and people have been recovering behind the scenes. So it's great to get some more information out there. Plus, like, there's not a lot, right? So if there's not a lot of rehab programs, right? There's not a lot of research out there. So some of this stuff is been in the past just kind of thrown together, and who knows where this information is coming from, which I
Oh
find
yeah.
all the time. Yeah, like,
Oh
wait.
yeah. And this is what I tell my women: you literally have never gone through this surgery before, and you shouldn't ever have to go through it again. So there, you don't really have anything to weigh it on, because it's just something that's a unique journey, but it's so different to each woman. But
So what's like something that you wish women knew before they had the procedure, if someone was hearing this and was thinking about it?
uh-huh. I think to expect the unexpected, because there are certain roadblocks that you are definitely going to hit on a different timeline. But nobody prepares you if you're not talking about it. Nobody prepares you for the emotional toll it takes on you, the physical toll it takes on you, and how even something as simple as standing up straight is a monumental task. And so I think it would be to do your research and to either, find a group, find a program, find something so that you're not going through it alone and just winging it, because other people have been there, and that's valuable experience and insight.
Yeah, and women were so bad at like trying to do it all. Like, yeah, and it's like all in this internal thing, right? Like nobody else is giving you grief, really. Like we do it to ourselves.
Right. We have to be superheroes, and we've got to do it all, and just preparing yourself, like be prepared to not do it all and to ask for help.
Yeah, you mentioned roadblocks. So are there like like things that you normally see that like every client always comes up against?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And so I have a 10-step program, because that's what I've broken it down with my personal experience and then working with other women, where, it's like, okay, phase one, you're going to experience these kind of things. And then phase two, this is what you can kind of expect to experience. And those all vary from person to person, but like, we're all going to have a scar. We're all going to have swelling. We're all going to have range of motion and flexibility issues. We're all going to have strength issues. And so some of those things across the board, are all going to be the same. Everybody's on their same timeline. So I used to call it homework that I would send home with people to work on, but nobody likes that term. So I called it to-do list, because women especially love a to-do list. I mean, I do too. A check, right? So the whole thing was just a to-do list. Like, here are the things you should be doing before the surgery. Here's what you can expect after the surgery. Here's what, you're going to hit on week 3 to 5.
So is this a majority of your practice?
It's probably about 50-50. I have a brick and mortar location, and so I see women here that plastic surgeons send to me, and I do some of the hands-on stuff. And then I also, in Kentucky, do traditional therapy too. So I primarily see women, and it's and it's primarily aches and pains or tummy tucks.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. And I'm sure a lot of what goes along with like the tummy tuck rehab can go along with other types of abdominal procedures as well.
Because I get so many women, and they don't all necessarily want a tummy tuck, but most of them have had babies. Most of them have pelvic floor issues, which I have a pelvic floor therapist here. So, we have these beautiful babies, but then they kind of wreak havoc on your body. And so, sometimes it can be fixed with, or fixed, with traditional PT and strengthening, but sometimes surgery is a better option.
Yeah.
Or an option.
And not everyone is going to need it sounds like you had a muscle repair, but not everyone's going to need like the muscle repair part, but some just have
that's right.
The cosmetic part.
Right. And then a lot of women have the diastasis recti, but then with exercise, they can kind of close that gap on the muscles if it's not very severe. And so tummy tuck wouldn't even be appropriate.
So I know I've had some folks come in to me, and they're like, I don't know if I even had a diastasis, or I don't even, it's like years down the line. Mm-hmm. Is there any like reason that someone couldn't start at any point? Like when they realize like, oh, I finally have some time to work on myself.
Oh, like any,
like, does someone have to start a rehab program like right after a procedure or right after a baby, or could it be?
Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be a dream if like everybody just started therapy right after a baby?
Or if it was even like recommended.
Yeah. Just come in for like your monthly tune-up. No, I mean, what I tell women is that your only regret's going to be that you didn't do it sooner, because I don't know of a therapist that you would go to that would say like, oh, you need this work if you don't. But like, we are so under neglected. So anywhere you are on your journey, it never hurts to just have an expert look at you, put hands on you and put eyes on you and say, oh, we could help you with this, or no, you're good to go with your program. But sometimes we try to start these exercise programs based on like YouTube videos or on the internet, and sometimes it works, but sometimes we end up injuring ourselves, and that you end up with other problems because you're you're trying to go it alone.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's say someone's seeing this and they're not in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing this online?
Absolutely. Yep. So what the process that we go through is they would reach out either online, which would be pranawellness.org or info@pranawellness.
Mm-hmm. I'll post all the links and everything.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently that's too hard to list out. But anyway, they could email me or go to the website. And so the next step is a consult, and that's free. And we just set it up. It's very informal. And we take 20 minutes to talk about what your goals are, what you want to work on, and if I would be a good fit for you. And I kind of break down the program.
Is that just like on the phone or is it like this?
I like doing face-to-face. I mean, phone calls okay too, but face-to-face is good because then usually I get like a little tummy shot where they're like, oh, look at this, you know, then I'm like, oh yeah, we can help with that. So consults are a good way to just chat with me and see if my online program would be something that would be useful.
And what's usually like included in the online program?
So the online program is, like I said, the master to-do list, and it's it's a step-by-step. It's one-on-one right now. So we meet after we do the set up a plan, then we'll meet usually weekly, and it's close to an hour session, and we're just hashing through these to-do lists, and I'm giving them things to work on, and then we're reconvening, and so it just takes the stress and the worry out because you know, you've got somebody there that's, you know, just laid out the playbook.
That's great because it's easy to fit that into your schedule and you don't have to get anywhere. You can do all this online, which is perfect.
That's right. From the comfort of your own home.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot easier to get to appointments that way.
That's right.
We're meeting today, right? Kentucky
and
New York. So what are some of your favorite things that you have people work on?
You know, my favorite thing is to have people work on is themselves. That's such a generic answer, but like when women take time and set it aside to think about what they want and where they want to go and how they want their life to be, it's really eye-opening because, for example, one of the first things we talk about are boxes that you put yourself in. And what kind of boxes those are, where, you know, it's either that you don't want to let somebody down or you have a hard time with boundaries. And so I give the example of like unpacking your closets. You know, if you're moving, you unpack and it's like, what do you keep? What do you toss? And it's so eye-opening for women to just step back and analyze their life with no judgment and say, okay, here's the things that I'm struggling with and here's where I want to be. So like, how do I get rid of those hurdles so that I can get from A to B? So that's the part that's been really exciting for me because traditional healthcare, not sometimes, but like we chase symptoms and put Band-Aids. And so I want to get to the root of it. So like you have this tummy tuck, but if you haven't done the work, the mental and the physical work, then like, are you still going to hate your body after? Or are you still going to feel like you're weak afterwards? So that's my favorite part.
Absolutely. Getting stronger all around, right?
Yeah, that's right. But it's, you know, looking at the whole person and not just the physical. I've got my dog's my sidekick here. That's the clickety clack.
Very cute. So I know you're hoping to reach as many women as possible who are going through tummy tuck recovery at any point in their rehab. Or maybe they haven't even really thought about rehab. And that's something that I find a lot with the plastic surgery community is like, they're not really thinking of PT as being something that's part of their recovery journey at all. Like they're just supposed to have this huge procedure and just head out into the world and be able to take care of it on their own. So that's something, a big takeaway for a lot of ladies, I'm sure, is that there are resources out there. Dr. Natalie Marshall is one of them. You can check her out on Prana Wellness, and I'll post the links below wherever you're seeing this video.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. Like if you are not feeling like you're strong enough, you're dealing with some residual swelling, pain, any like wound type issues, potentially scar stuff. It's a huge incision, so scar stuff is going to be a major factor. And the sooner we can get working on it, the better.
Yeah.
But it's really like never too late.
That's right. And it's never too early either. That's, I have a private Facebook group, and that is for women who are just thinking about a tummy tuck. So you don't even have to be committed to it. But we know as PTs, like the more pre-work that you do before surgery and the more you know before surgery, it's going to make you have a more successful outcome and less likely to have setbacks. And so that's what I encourage women to, is like, even before, like when you're just thinking about it, just join the group, because it's full of information. And there's, things that you can be doing now if you're even just considering it.
Yep. And if you're, something I've found too is like sometimes the surgeons aren't necessarily the ones like recommending things, but you always have this huge community of women, but also sometimes your primary physician can be a resource too, like to maybe get a referral to therapy or whatever, just to reach out. You have unlimited resources at this point.
That's
all
exactly
at the touch
right.
of a button.
That's exactly right. And of course, Kentucky's direct access, so you can just come directly to us without having any referral.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah, you just set up that consult and just see if it'd be a good fit.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you for joining me. Everyone has any questions when you're seeing this later on, post below. I'll make sure Natalie sees it. And thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks.